I'm Tim,
I'm Jonah.
and welcome to Boheim Baseball.
Today, we're going over what happened.
Today was game 162, the final game of the Major League season.
Could I just say that was my worst intro ever?
You may say that. I tried to save it for you, but you just totally gave up on yourself.
Yeah. Oh well. Baseball's over. Be sad. Playoffs start tomorrow. Be glad.
I mean, do be glad at that. Wildcard games start, and
is it called the Wild Card Series? I've been thinking about that.
I think it is the Wild Card Series, even though there's a team that won their division in there. In both leagues.
Okay, cool.
Anyhow, moving on to today's first game that we'll cover. Dodgers beat the Rockies to finish out the season.
Kershaw pitched well, like he has all season. Cody Bellinger, still hot. Like I said, he's going to be the NLCS MVP. And yeah.
Dodgers ended the season with 111 wins. Looks pretty nice on the record sheet.
Most in NL history in over 100 years. And yeah, they're destroying everyone. What else is there to say, you know? They're a good team.
And the Rockies aren't a good team. So it makes it even easier.
They're not horrible. Chris Bryant was horrible.
He was injured like the entire season.
He played good when he was
played
not
legit
injured.
like 3 weeks.
Yeah, but he hit 300 while he played.
In those 3 weeks.
Yeah, don't doubt the kid.
So if Chris Bryant comes back and plays good, I'm all for it, but he really needs to be healthy for the Rockies.
Yeah. We'll see.
The Rockies ended the season 68-94.
Okay.
So they didn't lose 100 games, but
No.
it's still quite a few games under 500.
Yeah, it is, but they'll get over it.
Moving on, the Angels lost to the A's to finish the season.
Stephen Vogt, home run, last at bat. Beautiful. Big plus for the A's. Big plus for the Stephen Vogt fan club. All around, best thing that the A's has happened for him all year long.
Basically, because they did end up losing over 100 games. They ended up losing 102 games. And Christian Pache didn't work out for him. All they have is Stephen Vogt.
What do you mean Christian Pache? He's a young player. Calm down. Holy cow.
Remember when he had 2 good weeks when he first got traded there?
Yeah.
That's the last you ever heard of him.
It's not the last you ever heard of him. He's hit 300 in the minors.
Only
He'll
in the minors.
figure it out.
And Shohei Ohtani did take the loss today in that loss for the Angels, but, great season overall for Shohei.
What do you mean great season? It's like the greatest season of all time.
Yeah, historic season for Shohei Ohtani.
There we go.
I can't wait to see him next year.
Okay.
He's fun to watch play. I really love, Shohei's swing. I love watching that swing.
Okay. Fine.
I'm just saying, he's fun to watch pitch, but I like to watch him swing a little more just because of the smoothness of that left-handed swing. Moving on to the next game, the Cardinals lost the final game of the season versus the Pittsburgh Pirates, who are another team that lost 100 games this season.
And dominates the Cardinals.
Well, they brought up a minor league pitcher to pitch the game. They know they have to just prepare for the postseason. They've got to play Friday, and they know that.
Okay.
That's why Matthew Liberatore pitched.
Play Friday and lose to the Phillies.
No, Phillies are getting destroyed. Did you know the Phillies are ranked the worst team playing in the wild card round?
I really don't care. Underdog. Fight them.
Well, you can go for the underdog all you want, but point is, underdog is actually is losing like expected. Underdog is losing that series.
Some people just aren't have as big as a forehead and a brain as me.
They picked the wrong time to get cold. The Phillies picked the wrong time to get cold. That's all you have to say about them. But
you also got to remember that I predicted Cody Bellinger. I think I can predict anything.
Oh, you've been predicting Cody Bellinger for the past year.
No.
It's been the past year.
No. You got to understand this. Once he wins the NLCS MVP, you will understand.
We'll see. I think he'll actually play in the NLCS, but he's not going to win the NLCS. The Dodgers are not winning the NLCS.
You're dumb if you think they aren't.
Moving on, the Yankees lost against the Texas Rangers. Ended up the season with 99 wins. They could.
You didn't win 100.
They were so close to getting to 100, but then Glenn Otto came in and said no.
And Jonah Heim. Don't forget Jonah Heim.
What about Matt Moore though?
Well, Jonah Heim had 2
He's
RBIs.
a big story for Texas this year. He's the part of Texas that went right this year. Matt Moore.
They had some things that went right. Marcus Semien played really well.
He had a good second half.
Seager played all around decent. Adolis Garcia is always a good note for him.
Garcia is good. I'll give Garcia.
Another good outfielder the Cardinals traded away.
Well, I don't know how they keep doing it, but they keep pulling more outfield out of their farm system.
Dude, they've traded so many of their good prospects away these last couple of years, like Galen, Alcantara.
The pitching ones hurt. The outfield ones are kind of like
Randy Arozarena.
I don't care about Randy.
Adolis Garcia. It's just kind of crazy.
I think, but when you take what the Cardinals have, a healthy Tyler O'Neill is better than both of those.
No.
30 home runs, and he's a 2-time Gold Glove Award winner. Healthy, he hits 30 home runs a season. I think Tyler O'Neill's a better player.
So do the other guys.
I think they don't get the defense. Tyler O'Neill has a higher WAR when he's healthy.
What? I don't know, man. I'm a big believer in Garcia.
That's also because you're a Texas fan.
I'm also a believer in Arozarena.
I'm not a believer in Arozarena.
Watch him destroy playoff time. Trust me, I watched 2020. It was nuts.
The Cubs won.
Spanked them.
The Cubs won by a lot.
Yeah.
15-2 against the Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah.
The Cubs have had a decent second half when you look at it.
They've been decent all year long. Like I said, you can see the rebuild starting to form a little there. So, good for them.
Yeah.
Unlike the Reds.
The Reds are destroyed. They've lost 100 games this year.
Yeah, but they have Ellie De La Cruz in the minors.
We'll see if he can do everything. He can't carry them all. He can't carry the whole team.
Yeah, but at least the Reds fans can have a player they could cheer for.
True. It's like Joey Votto's kind of washed out. They need someone they can cheer for.
Yeah, I guess they can cheer for Hunter Green, but he's like, what, once every 5 days?
Yeah.
Nick Lodolo, big dog.
Kansas City lost. They didn't lose 100 games this season, but they did lose 97.
World Series losers, the Cleveland Guardians.
The Cleveland Guardians are going to lose in the wild card round.
The World Series. Yeah, you're right, the World Series.
The wild card round. But they won. Cleveland did win 9-2. Finished out the season strong. Great job, Cleveland. I don't know what else to say.
Future World Series contenders.
J-Ram went 4 for 4.
ALCS MVP. I'm just making all these predictions, and like someone's gonna watch this like a month from now and be like, "Dang, this guy's smart," and they're gonna realize I could tell the future.
They're not, because none of those are coming.
They're gonna realize I could tell the future.
Well, if you keep throwing out random predictions, legit every few minutes, one of them might come true.
I've thrown out 2. I said Bellinger. I said Jose Ramirez. I also think I said Oscar Gonzalez might win it as well.
I think you keep changing your mind all the time, too.
Well, I'm big Jose. Jose got my vote.
All right, so New York Mets bring their win total to 101 in a win versus the Nationals.
How did Meneses play? My big dog.
I don't know how Meneses played.
What do you mean you don't know?
So, Nationals, Meneses 0 for 3.
Yeah, it's fine. He hit 324 this year. Better than Soto.
It is better than Soto.
Yeah, I'll take it any day.
Yeah.
Mets won, whatever.
Nationals lost 107 games this year.
Yeah, they're bad. The biggest news, though, is that DeGrom's out first round. So
supposedly out first round.
Yeah. So Mad Max is supposed to pitch game 1.
So I think I was correct in saying Mets aren't making it past the first round.
I don't think you are. I think they still got it in them. I still think they got a little bit of dog left in them, more than the Padres do.
I don't know. I don't think Walker is dominant enough to get them there.
Okay, whatever.
Tigers lost to Seattle.
Okay, Seattle's good. We know. Walk-off hit by Seattle. Gregory Soto took the loss.
Poor guy. He has 11 losses this year.
Yeah, his second half wasn't as good.
Yeah,
definitely a better first half.
He had a great first half, but the numbers don't give him credit for how good he's played.
Yeah, but Mariners will do well. they'll win their first series. Riley Green, of course, keeps getting RBIs for the Tigers. But, Riley Green can try his hardest, but it's really hard to carry that team. Really hard. Where do you think he's going to rank in voting for AL Rookie of the Year?
He hasn't played enough games.
I know J-Rod's taking it.
Yes,
J-Rod's
absolutely.
taking it. Bobby Wood's second in my books. And then maybe George Kirby might be third. Maybe. I don't know exactly what the AL Rookie of the Year race is looking like. All I know is Riley Green should be up there. Great season. Hit over 250, hitting leadoff,
Well, I know he's ranked above Torque.
Good fielding, good everything. All around, good player.
Anyhow, the Giants won 8-1 versus San Diego.
Okay.
And surprisingly enough, Giants were a 500 team, exactly a 500 team this year.
I don't think it was surprising. I think coming into this year, I could have told you they'd be a 500 team.
Yes, but the thing is, they're only 8 games behind the Padres.
Well, yeah, because the Padres aren't good. Sorry for all you Padre fans. You're not good. I'm going to say that, and then they're going to win the World Series, and Juan Soto's going to suddenly find it.
That would be something.
That would be crazy. Congrats to Juan Soto if he could do that.
Yeah, show how good Yu Darvish is in the playoffs when they don't know what pitch is coming.
Yeah, we
That
know what
could
happens
happen.
when they do. 10 and 11 runs, dog. It's not
Yes.
pretty.
Tampa dropped out their final game of the season versus the Red Sox.
Wander didn't play.
Wander did not play. I think everyone's sitting preparing for any team that is going to be a wild card team playing the wild card series. They're sitting everyone right now.
Yeah.
So most wild card teams dropped their last game because they were sitting.
Yeah, it's fine. It doesn't matter too much for the playoffs. JD Martinez hit a 3-run homer, kind of his farewell tour if he's leaving. Same with Bogarts. So we'll see where they end up. They could be back on the Red Sox. We'll see where they end up.
We'll see what happens. Red Sox will have an interesting offseason this year.
Yeah, definitely interesting.
Because they need to keep big guys around. They need to
Do
need
they?
to make some big changes.
They need to either decide if they're competing or they're rebuilding. They need to commit to one. I don't know what I would do. I'm not quite sure.
It's hard to commit to rebuilding when you have Rafael Devers.
It is.
So
Rafael Devers is
especially
good.
if you're the Boston Red Sox and you have money, you've got to go
Yeah.
out and make some big signings this offseason.
I don't know quite who, but someone.
Trey Turner.
No. No. Please, no. Please don't leave Trey.
Phillies continued their losing streak
Dude, be
with the loss
quiet.
to the Astros.
It's fine. They're chilling. Framber Valdez was pitching. We all know he's good.
He's good. 17-6 on the season.
Yeah. 2.8 ERA is the more important stat, though, there.
And,
ERA is better than
Astros
win-loss.
won 106 games this year. They were dealing
Yeah, they were pretty good.
very good. And, they have Yordan Alvarez. What are you going to do about him?
That's why I said they're making it to the ALCS, They
They're
have
making
Yordan.
it to the World Series.
Nah, man, they're not.
They are making it to the
Honestly,
World Series.
if my bracket's wrong just because the Astros lose first round, I will be perfectly fine. I will be smiling bright. I just don't think they will.
I would be happy, but I just don't see it happening. If the Blue Jays can pull it off, I will be very happy for the Blue Jays.
Blue Jays, you mean Mariners?
Mariners aren't making it.
Yeah, Mariners. Big dogs, big dogs.
No, Mariners do not have a chance versus the Astros. Blue Jays have a chance.
What are you talking about?
Blue Jays have the second best offense in baseball. They have a chance.
Okay.
Mariners aren't really even top 10.
Dude, calm down. The Mariners are a good baseball team. They won 90 games for a reason.
They're not as good as the Toronto Blue Jays.
You're right, they're better.
They are not. The Twins won the White Sox. White Sox end the season perfectly at 500, and they're just crying because they lost their manager.
They play better without him.
I don't know.
You know who did just lose their manager? The Royals. Mike
Oh.
Matheny just got released.
Well, that happens to him a lot.
Yeah. So, wonder where he'll be next season. Hopefully with the Tigers.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
You want him on the Tigers?
No, I just kind of want Cheater Butt gone. I just
Oh.
want Hinch gone, to be honest. I'm not saying Matheny's an incredible manager. He's a good one.
I
but
mean,
he's put together some good playoff teams.
when he was with the Cardinals, they made playoffs a lot.
Yeah.
But every Cardinals team makes the playoffs a lot, so it's not too surprising. Atlanta dropped their last game of the season versus Miami.
And Miami had Jacob Stallings as their manager. So I think we're proving that Jacob Stallings, you're taking over for Donnie Baseball.
I wouldn't mind that.
That would be actually hilarious. I would love that with every piece of my soul. A manager that's also playing catcher and hitting.
I mean, you can't really be too involved in the game if you're also catching the whole game.
Yeah, you can.
You can't really, like, I don't know, you can't be like the bench guy. You have to have a really good bench coach to be able to do that.
Yeah, I know. I was just joking. It's like that's actually going to happen.
Yeah.
Didn't Pete Rose do that? Wasn't he
I mean,
manager while
Back
playing?
in the day, player managers were a big thing,
Yeah.
but they haven't been for a while now.
Okay, whatever.
Anyhow, high-scoring game, 12-9.
That is one way. I just thought about something about player managers. That's one way to make sure you're in the lineup every day.
Very true. D-backs won against the Brewers. Brewers continue to struggle, but they don't care anymore either. Brewers
Yeah.
are kind of just done.
No.
They've lost. They traded away Josh Hader, and they're just crushed.
I don't know if they're crushed, but they'll be better next year, I think.
I think if they can actually get contact into their lineup, they'd be a much better team.
Yeah. They need
It's
some
like
more
you can have Robbie
contact.
Tellez hit home runs, but if you don't have contact, you're not going to make it too far.
I saw a chart of Yelich recently with his hard hit rate and everything like that. Off the freaking charts. But his ground ball percentage is way too high. Yelich would have an MVP season right now based on his other stats, like his hard hit rate, contact rate, if he could not hit it on the ground.
Just throw him sinkers.
If he could not hit it on the ground, he'd be having an MVP season. There wouldn't be no NL MVP discussion. It would be Yelich if he wasn't hitting on the ground
Can
every
he
time.
really keep up with Paul Goldson's production this season? I don't think he can keep
in
that
his
up.
MVP season. He did better. He did better than Goldsmith's doing right now.
What was his average?
I think it was like 330. He was higher 300s. He hit like 40 plus bombs and had a lot of RBIs. It was the reason the Brewers were such a good team during those years. During those 2 years in 18 and 19. Because Christian Yelich. Anyway, him and Bellinger kind of, it was weird to see them be buddies and then suddenly stink at the same time.
So the Blue Jays and Orioles had a doubleheader to end off the season,
Okay.
which is, I talked about a little before, this is very unfortunate for the Blue Jays going into the wild card series.
Is
Having
it?
to
Who'd
throw
they
two
pitch?
starters, Mitch White in
Okay,
game one.
he's not pitching starting in
and
it.
Kikuchi. So two pitchers that won't pitch,
Two pitchers that won't pitch.
but it's going to tax the bullpen.
I guess.
It's going to tax the bullpen, and that's not good for the Blue Jays.
Oh well.
So first game, Blue Jays lost 4-5.
I think Mountcastle played that game, but he didn't play the second.
Second game, Blue Jays won 5-1.
Yeah. Okay.
Kikuchi actually got a win.
Wow.
You
Good
know,
for him.
He only let up one.
Horrible first year with Toronto.
Yeah, it was very sad. Like,
I
don't know if he's
expecting
gonna make
more.
the playoff roster. He
I was
pitched that
expecting
bad.
more. I was expecting more. That's all I can say. So, yeah.
Yeah, and that wraps up all the games today. That wraps up games
What?
162.
They're not today, it's yesterday. Same thing.
That was
Whatever.
yesterday's games, yeah.
Anyway, tomorrow we'll be back with playoff roster type stuff. Maybe a couple other things we'll talk about. Some
Yeah,
other
we'll be
things
talking
happening.
about why Yusei Kikuchi will not be on Toronto's playoff roster.
And then we will start the postseason and go from there, Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time on Bohemian Baseball.